Where we at?
Arkansas Baptist College.
And what is this?
Meta 24.
One more time, where?
Arkansas Baptist College.
What is it?
Meta 24.
What up, fam?
Man,
We back at it again.
One more again.
Hey, it's your boy.
in the building with us.
Yeah.
Two of them.
Yeah, it's
Two OGs in the building with us.
Darren Dickinson. We here with Joel Black Phoenix.
Your welding
Joel
coach.
Brown Jr., your
All
welding
above.
coach. You know what I'm saying? And we excited, man. Neighborhood news. We live from Little Rock IPTV. You catch it on SoCal and Inglewood IPTV. And y'all already know who in the building, man. We got the man himself back with us one more again.
What's up, y'all?
The real Rick Ross.
The real Rick
It's
Ross.
not a rapper.
It's not a rapper.
In the house.
And we got Joseph C. Hall, man. He is the author of Across Wilshire, but he's also executive producer of Across Wilshire series. The series is streaming on Little Rock IPTV. Y'all will be able to check it out. By the time y'all see this, it'll actually be up. If I had the channel, I would be able to tell y'all the channel. So man, we just glad to have these two creative geniuses in the house. But we want to tap in with you, Rick. What's up with the boxing, baby? What was that like, man? You was in the building.
We had a sold-out show the other night.
Where was the show at? Where was the fight at? For those who didn't catch on the network, where was the fight?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
I can't.
I think a Troubadour or something like that.
Troubadour.
It'll be on screen when they're talking about it.
You got it right. Troubadour
And then
we're gonna outgrow that joint though. We're gonna do one more fight there. You know, I'm showing Jimmy.
Jimmy, okay, shout out your boy Jimmy. Who is Jimmy and where does Jimmy run?
Man, Jimmy Adams, man. Shout out to Jimmy for taking me under his wing, you know. And you know, it ain't easy to take me under your wing. You know?
Hey, for those who don't know, Jimmy Adams, man, he goes back to the Don King days. So his roots is
7 world champs.
7 world champs, legendary in boxing. And so now, how did you and Jimmy even hook up on this?
Man, a dude from here introduced us, you know.
Okay.
But it's crazy because I already had one of my fighters fight on his card, but the day that they fought, I couldn't go. I had something else, so I couldn't go to the fight, so I didn't get to meet Jimmy. Because I don't even know if I went to that fight, I would have hooked up with Jimmy right then.
Right.
I'm the kind of dude, when I see opportunity, I jump on it.
Right.
You know,
Now, how long ago was
this?
this? How long ago was it when y'all first connected, and then did this actually come into making?
When you say when we
Like when you with that first fight, and when you said you was trying to link up with her.
Oh, that was about a year ago.
Okay, so it didn't really take long.
Yeah, that's a long time. That's a long
Yeah,
time.
when you superhuman, man, a year seems like a long time.
Yeah,
All right, and so
if I would have known then what I know now, I probably wouldn't have missed that fight. If I'd have known Jimmy was who he was,
right.
I thought he was just another one of these little local promoters. Because you know, I done fought my fighters. I take my fighters all over the country fighting, so I thought he was just another one of those
little
regional guys.
So what is he
That
really?
I'm gonna put all them on my back, and I'm gonna carry all them to the promised land.
Right. So what is he really did? What is his brand?
I mean, he worked with Don King.
But it's country box.
Oh, it's country box.
Right.
And the history of him working with Don King. You know, when I got out of jail, Don King was one of the people there was 3 people I wanted to meet when I got out of jail.
Right.
It was Minister Louis Farrakhan,
Okay.
Don King, and Les Brown.
Wow. Okay. Now, did you meet all 3?
I met all 3 of them.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Those are 3 iconic people.
But
If y'all don't know who we are, for the young people out there, we need to definitely look up all 3 of those gentlemen, man. Everybody knows who Minister Farrakhan is. But Les Brown is someone, if you haven't looked him up, man, Les Brown was one of the very first people that really started talking to black people about business. So, shout out Les Brown.
Yeah, so all 3 of them people helped me in some way.
I can see why you want to talk to Don King, because only in America.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
You and him on the possibilities, you know what I mean?
More than that, you know, when I was on top of the world, you know, I went to the Sugar Ray Marvin Hagler fight.
I remember that fight.
And Don King came to our table. We was all sitting at the table. It was probably about 15 of, you know, LA's top dope boys.
Right.
And we sitting at the table and Don came and he shook all of our hands. You know, we got food everywhere. We got girls. You know, we living like the rappers talk about they live. We was actually living.
And Don King, he said he can spot money a mile away.
Yeah, ain't no question. He had an eye, but I didn't have an eye because when I'm sitting in jail, you know, with a life sentence without the possibility of parole, I'm like, man, what if you'd have told Don King that day you would have gave him $3 million to take you with him? What would have happened? Where would you be at right now? And this was before Chavez, before Mike Tyson. You know, he done had like maybe 10 world champs since then.
Yeah.
and I know that had I did that, I would have learned the game because all I need to do is be around the game, and I'm gonna pick up the game. So
no, I mean what you just done in this short time, man, in the boxing world is incredible because I really had stopped watching. Like for me, it's usually dictated by the heavyweights or a really great charismatic welterweight. So after Floyd stopped fighting, man, I don't know that I have had as much excitement. Maybe a certain fight here and there, but there was a time we really was connected to the boxing game, right? So what do you think boxing is missing? And what can we do from a network standpoint? And what are you doing that can reinvigorate boxing?
Well, we got to connect the boxers to the people. You know, there's a disconnect right now. It got to the point to where boxers got to be bigger than the people. You know.
Yeah.
And when you're bigger than the people, you don't want to be around the people. You know, and that's something I learned from being around all these entertainers. You know, 'cause when I got out, you know, that's the first thing I did. I thought the entertainment was gonna be my first way in the business. Right. That's how I know all these producers.
And then you met rappers and actors, and you realized that might not be.
Like, these motherfuckers might be time.
It wasn't what you thought it was.
They might be puppets on strings. You know?
Yeah, for real.
They can't spend their money.
They ain't their money.
You know, they get allowances and shit.
Bro.
Like, allowance.
So in other words,
that's what I gave my girl.
So in other words, you realize they wasn't the bosses that they were saying they was.
Yeah. It wasn't the same. You know.
And Joe, actually, okay. And if we go, who don't know, Joseph C. Hall, the author, Cross Wilshire, the book series that's going to be coming on the network. Joe, you was signed to Death Row.
Yeah.
What was your group name?
Rhythm and Knowledge.
Right. So what was that like, man? So what he's talking about is that was y'all as artists, was you really seeing money?
Man, first of all, I want to take it back to just hanging out at Solar back in the days because I saw him put Death Row together.
Right.
I saw him when they was calling it Future Shot.
That was Solar.
Solar.
Big Griffey, man.
Yeah. And Big West.
And you know, they really the reason I ain't the king of hip hop. Big Griffey.
We just learned something.
Big Griffey and Otis Smith is the reason I'm not the king of hip. And then Barry Gordy, because they went and got Barry and brought Barry in. And I was telling these dudes like 83. We was working on Anita Baker's record.
Yep.
And
I remember
because they talked me out of doing a hip hop record. I was gonna do DJ Pooh.
Yeah.
I was gonna do Pooh record, and then they talked me out of doing a hip hop record, and to give them the money to do Anita Baker's record. So I had to go like this, right?
Yeah.
Which one I'm gonna do? When DJ Pooh's 17 years old.
And at the time, Anita Baker was just so high, you can't.
No, Anita Baker wasn't Anita Baker.
Oh, this is the first record.
Wow.
She was on chapter 8. Remember,
Right,
chapter 8 dropped her.
Oh, see, that's a little bit ahead of my time. You schooling me.
So chapter 8 dropped her. So Otis was glad because Otis had chapter 8 signed too. But when they dropped Anita, he was glad they dropped Anita
Wow.
because he wanted her to do a solo record anyway.
Got you.
So I'm already dipping in hip hop. We DJing, we throwing parties, you know, the stuff everybody doing. But I'm in the game.
Right.
You know, I'm having some money now. I'm probably worth like $3, maybe $4 million at that time.
And in the streets, he's epic. If you was young, you knew him, bro. His name just rang. You know what I'm saying? He was
I
like
remember
a
all
superhero.
That. Because I'm like a Nick behind you, like 5 years. But
You know, I mean, to cut your story off,
go ahead.
but you brought up
No,
Dick.
it's
I've been
cool.
telling people about Dick Griffey.
No.
So Otis is trying to get this money from me. You know what I'm saying? And he take me to Dick.
Right.
And then Dick, tell him hip hop is like what was that music at that time? It was the disco.
Disco? It was disco? Yeah, disco was big.
It just went out.
Yeah, disco was just phasing out.
Phasing out.
Yeah, and G-Funk and the P-Funk era was just phasing out.
So he was like, rap gonna be like
disco.
Right.
Man, do this album with Otis. So, you know, Otis got plaques. You know, Otis found Rick James.
Yeah.
You know, Otis was vice president at Motown at one time.
Yep.
So he found Rick James. He had Johnny Taylor was signed to the label. Bobby Womack was still signed to his label. Beverly Glen Music was the name of the label.
Yep.
So
okay.
now it's like, wow, listen to this 17-year-old kid, or you gonna listen to these vets that got plaques on the wall? Who you gonna get this money to? And you know, I wasn't no fool, but I was like,
I mean, at the time, it's smart business. I mean, it's just if you went in from a business perspective.
Gotta bet on the youth. Bet on the youth.
yeah.
But at the time, man, hip hop was so. If you understand that, hip hop was still just in the parks.
They wasn't making no money.
They wasn't damn sure wasn't making no money yet.
Russell Simmons was still running around looking for money.
Yeah, no, he was. We talk about 83, 84. So some of the biggest records still hadn't even dropped yet. And so, you know, what's crazy, man, is that the degree of separation for all this game, right? It's crazy how everyone is kind of in the same space. We didn't meet each other. Had this person met this person, had you went to the fight, you know, there's always that, but you can't spend your time looking backwards because now is the time for this all to happen.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? But the knowledge of what to do with it, right?
Yeah.
You got more knowledge what to do with it now.
Oh, absolutely.
As opposed to being a bystander just putting
But
the
you gotta
bread.
do it without the money. So go ahead. What happened with Solar? You was telling us about Solar.
No,
I took over your story.
No, you good, homie. You good.
My
we
bad.
vibing, bro. I mean, nah, I didn't forget. But no, what had happened was we all hanging out at Solar. So I had met Suge prior to that, and I had met Drake prior to that, and I was watching them put the label together. But you know, ended up going back to Dallas, and I brought two cats, Barney Rubble. A lot of people don't know about Barney Rubble, but Barney was the cat that really did Snoop's first album.
Right.
He was the keyboard man, you know. But you know, Suge ended up, you know, giving us a deal, and we were signed to Death Row. And at that time, we was working on the Above the Rim soundtrack.
Yeah.
Did the Above the Rim soundtrack, and
Nah, bro, you gotta tell me Above the Rim
I'm
for
about
this story.
to go.
This
And
is good right here.
We had, you know, we had completed a whole album. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So we get ready to drop. This is right before Pop came over, because Pop was on Interscope, but you know,
Right.
that's the
And-
mother
and-
label.
and-
But he wasn't selling. He
He
wasn't
was-
selling on
right,
Interscope.
right.
But now, and to put it in perspective though, the Above the Rim soundtrack, that was Suge's big play to get Pop to move over to the label. It was a movie that was filmed in New York,
Right.
Classic basketball, street ball movie, got all the greats in
That's
it.
a classic.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, shit, the night of the premiere of the movie, shit, I fucked around and went to jail.
How'd you go to jail?
Man, going to Fox Hill Mall trying to get some gear in a car that I had tagged, because we was tagging cars back then, and ended up, man, missing out on the whole premiere of it. You know?
So that wait. So you, at this time you signed to Death Row.
Yeah.
Right? You had you done the Deion Sanders record yet?
No, I ended up doing that after.
Okay, so this would have been your really big
Yeah,
record.
that
So
was-
your
that was-
really big
yeah,
first record
yeah. Oh,
on a
yeah.
major soundtrack. The
Oh, yeah,
soundtrack goes
soundtrack did
platinum.
great.
The soundtrack
Yeah.
did incredible. You guys were supposed to be at the premiere,
Yeah.
and you end up in jail.
Yeah, in Culver City. Ain't that bad?
Ooh,
bitch?
Culver City jail is worse.
Yeah,
too. This is a
man.
little bitty ass jail
Yeah.
too, and they don't like they make it. They back then they ain't like black folks coming through Culver City.
But, you know, everything happened for a reason, man. I look back and, you know what I'm saying, I look at the game now, and sometimes.
So
you
is
know,
that what you're doing with the Cross Wilshire? Is that what you're doing with the book and the movie? You kind of sharing these cautionary tales?
Yeah. Across Wilshire is my journey trying to get across Wilshire. And then I actually got across Wilshire because Death Row was on Westwood
Wilshire and
Boulevard.
San Vicente.
Wilshire, exactly.
Yeah, right there on the
Right,
corner.
and so, you know, I had made it across Wilshire, but then boom, after, you know, when you know, the whole Dre and Suge fell out, and a lot of people got released from the label, so, you know what I'm saying, that's when, hey, you know, Pac came over, but.
But the story we're gonna see is more about the journey to that point for you when you were still young shorty trying to get in the streets and make your way.
After that, you know, I lost money. You know what I'm saying? I was used to, you know, having some money. So I was like, shit, what we gonna do now? So shit, you know, you being the idol, like I said, you came out of Dorsey, I came out of Crenshaw. Shit, we were looking up to you. So I knew some people back in Arkansas. Shit, so I came back. We can give 15, 18 an ounce. You know what I'm saying? So, but that came to an end because everybody. They was locking niggas up. They was giving time, serious time, man. So I figured that I'm gonna do some white collar crime, and that's how I'm gonna make it across Wilshire.
Hold on. Ain't that always thinking we gonna get out of crime with a lesser crime?
But is it less time?
Time is time, especially if you already got a record.
No, it's a lot less time.
But if you already got a prior record, it don't matter if you.
But I didn't have one.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have one. So even having 2 felonies, you know, I ended up with probation. I never did no penitentiary time, and I was blessed for that. but trying to make it across Wilshire. You know what I'm saying? When you used to having a taste of money, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to turn back, you know. So yeah, that's what the cross.
So now
is all about.
for the release of the series, you're doing a promotion with the book and the T-shirt.
Yes,
and
sir.
tell us about what you want people to do if they watch the show. What you want them to DM you on the cross.
Right.
Them to DM you what it is you're doing.
Just say your favorite line. Give me a line from the movie. Hit me in my DM.
And you're gonna pick some people at random and get a free T-shirt.
That's right. Give them free T-shirts, and then once a month I'm gonna send out a book.
Okay, so y'all make sure y'all check this out. So
Yeah.
basically, he's saying if you watch Across Wilshire on Little Rock IPTV, Inglewood or SoCal,
That's right.
it is Across Wilshire is the Instagram.
Yes, across
Okay, go on
Wilshire.
to Across Wilshire on the Instagram, and just put like one of the favorite line catchphrase
Right.
with a photo, with a scene, a picture of the scene.
Right,
too.
right.
Yeah, because some people don't want to type all
Screenshot
that.
it,
I don't like typing all that. I might just
That's
do the
right.
video. But so if you DM him, he's gonna be pulling for free T-shirts, and then once a month he's gonna give out a. And this, hey,
Yeah, that's
this is a
hard
hard
copy.
copy of a book.
That's right.
Man. You know, people don't really do this a lot. This is a real book. So
Real talk.
and then how can they follow you? So you got Across Wilshire.
Have Across
and,
Wilshire.
And how do they find your books and merchandise?
JosephCHall.com.
JosephCHall.com.
And you can also follow me on my personal page, Joseph C. Hall _LLC. And yeah.
Hey, bro.
Get these books out to you, man.
Hey, man,
I
we appreciate you stopping by, man, for sure.
So my man Rick Ross is not a rapper.
So you was there when they was on Wilshire Boulevard?
Yeah.
Yeah. I went up there, man. That's crazy.
Can-Am Studios.
Cause you know, I found alcoholics while I was in jail.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's
You know
okay.
Fade? Did you know Fade?
I didn't know him personally, but I know of him.
Fade was working with Interscope. He was the head promoter over at Interscope.
Oh, okay.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I got to shout out Big West. Big West, that's the homeboy. What up, West?
You know, because I went to Horseman, I went to Crenshaw, I went to my boy from 8th grade, Battle Cat.
Battle Cat,
He
yeah.
was with Harry O and Lydia, yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And for those of y'all who don't know who DJ Pooh is, you can go look up DJ Pooh. But if you ever see Friday, my mama gave me this chain. That's DJ Pooh.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And if you ever
No,
played
bro.
Grand Theft Auto, DJ Pooh wrote.
All the music, bro. Hey, listen.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
DJ Pooh, man, between Pooh and Quick, I take it back. Pooh, Quick, Battle Cat is probably one of the 3 most underrated West Coast DJs. You see what they really have done? Blow your mind.
And Pooh wrote Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He getting his flowers now, though, man.
Yeah. Hey, I'm glad they was able to sort that out. We're gonna get a new Friday coming up. So the
Yeah.
fact that they was able to get all that sorted out between Pooh and Chris Tucker and
that's
Cube
great.
and everything, man.
That's cool.
Hey, neighborhood news, y'all. Stay tuned.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, so that was Joe interview. Joe,
What up, Chop?
Yeah, push that for me.
Yes.
I mean,
Left hand by Isaiah Johnson.
He's scared to counter.
Oh, left hand to the body sends Frank Brown down for the second time in this fight. And for twice, it was body shots that did it.
You can put a fork in him. I believe he's done.
Yeah.
That will end this fight. Isaiah Johnson.
what's up, y'all? It's your boy Darren Dickinson, Neighborhood News. We back with my man Joel in the
What's
building.
going
Of
course,
course, we
family?
got
What's
the king
going on?
himself.
The
You know what I'm
OG
saying?
in the
The OG
building.
himself in the building.
What
Rick
up?
Ross.
What up?
Wait a minute, we got to do a little business first. So this segment of Neighborhood News is brought to you by Motion. It's limitless pouches, focus, clarity, memory, the ultimate neuro pouch. This the mango flavor. I had it.
Brain food.
You know what I'm saying? It's brain food. You know what I mean? I just had my man. Somebody took mine, bro. I gotta get another one, Rick. It's fancy how you open the box. Show 'em how.
I
show
got you.
'em.
I
Yeah.
got you. Boom.
All right, so look, just like this. One, right? I'm gonna see if I got it right. And then,
Put it on the side of the mouth.
right?
I'm gonna take mine too. You know what I'm saying? Cause I do them every day. Y'all wanna? How I stay so sharp at my age.
Now listen, but here's what's important, man. So the reason, because y'all know I be on reading what's on the back of stuff, right? So here's what's in this: B12, Alpha GPC, theanine, ginseng extract, Paulina. I can't even say that one, but I know it's a good vitamin. And then it's got Redola Rosea. And for some of y'all, it's rose hip if you have it in tea. Everything that's listed on here is natural, and it replaces caffeine. You don't need that when you have this. It's going, and I guess
Replace the nicotine too.
nicotine is going to give you the energy. And I put one in yesterday, and I forgot it was in my mouth.
You will forget.
Yeah, I grabbed it in my mouth. Like I called, I was like, "Oh, what was that?" But over the course of the day, it really did give me. It was like I drink a lot of coffee. I didn't drink as much coffee yesterday. Right?
There you go.
Yeah.
And it's fresh, so it has your breath.
Yeah, that part too.
Yeah,
So you know,
it's
for all you bad breath dudes out there, you might have energy and fresh breath at the same time.
And you better get this on my website, RickyRoss.com.
Yeah. So shout out to the folks at Motion. What's the owner of Motion name?
Dave.
Yeah. Shout out to Dave.
And remember,
Thanks for the
website,
sponsorship.
freewayRickyRoss.com.
Thanks for the sponsorship, Dave. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, fam, we appreciate the love. Now, fam, we got to dive into the next section, fam. We got to talk about this boxing, fam. What's going on with this boxing, fam? The fight night, the country
I'm not
boxing,
gonna
fam.
lie, man. That was a good fight. Like I didn't really know. I had seen some of the fights, but I didn't know what to fully expect, right?
Me neither.
So Tuesday night fights, right? How do you think they would stand up to the Friday night fights that used to be on Showtime or HBO?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, fam. It came out with somebody getting a good body shot, fam. Listen, the first fight was dope.
I'm gonna call the man.
Call Jimmy.
I'm gonna call
Oh, let's call Jimmy. Yeah.
Hey, fam, we got the man on the
Call
line.
Jimmy right now.
But it's most definitely a great opportunity, fam, for people to
Hey,
get
Jimmy.
involved.
Hey, we on the air.
Hey, what's up, Jimmy? Man? Hey, Jimmy, it's Darren. We recording our podcast talking about the fight, bro. What you feel about it?
How y'all doing?
We
good,
good.
man.
You live on the air, Jimmy. So what you feel about the fight, brother?
Man, I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
You had a hell of a
January
turnout.
6th, I'm sure.
Yeah, you had a hell of a turnout.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we had a good crowd, standing room only. Yeah, I'm excited to be working with Rick Ross, the freeway man. I'm speechless on some things. I'm just speechless.
Oh man, that's great. Hey,
That's
listen,
a good thing,
so listen,
man.
we was telling we had given the audience a little bit about your background. Tell us a little bit about you. Where'd you start this whole thing, Jimmy?
Well, I started the country. You took when I started country box.
No, just boxing in general.
Boxing in general, I was going through a divorce, and I went to Las Vegas. I was a professional wrestler at the time. So I went to Las Vegas to get away from my ex-wife to make sure that I wasn't going to come back. And I went out there, and so when I was leaving to go back to Virginia, this limousine pulled up behind the taxi I was getting out of at the airport. And I ran back there, and I said, man, I'm a big fan of yours, man. I love your music and this and that. And the guy looked at me and says, do you know who I am? I said, yeah, you're Isaac Hayes. He said, no. He said, I'm Ernie Schaefer's. And I looked at him, I said,
wow.
who? I said, who? He said, I'm Ernie Schaefer's. And he looked at me and says, you don't know who I am? I said, no, sir. He said, I'm the hardest hitting puncher in boxing history. And I said, okay. I said, well, that's cool, man. I said, I'm sorry, I thought you were somebody else. So we ended up sitting in the airport for 3 hours.
Wow,
We had a
3
layover.
hours?
We said 3 hours. We was in the airport 3 hours. And we got to know each other. So I went back to Virginia. He flew into Youngstown, Ohio, where he lived. And it was about 3-4 days later, he called me. He says, hey, I'm coming out of retirement. I want you to manage me. And I said, Ernie, I don't know nothing about boxing. He said, I'll teach you what you need to know.
Wow.
And so that's how it started. My first fighter was Ernie Schaefer's, and over the course of my career, I managed Greg Page, Tony Tucker. I've done the comeback at Riddick Bowe, Burke Hooper, Alan McCall, which knocked out Lennox Lewis first time. And so, and James Quick Tillis was one of my fighters.
Nice.
So
you had a few world champions, man.
Oh, yeah. And then I've had 7 world champs. And then Don King, he's the only promoter I've really ever worked with.
Wow.
Don put me underneath his coat and mentored me in boxing. And I was blessed enough to hang with him and see how a man cuts his deals. And I've been around some of the greatest fights in the world because of him, from Trinidad to De La Hoya to Tyson, Holyfield, and of course, fighters I managed, Armor Carr, when he fought with Lennox Lewis. I mean, I've been blessed. I've been blessed in the boxing world.
Now, what's your vision for country box now? Like, where do you want to see this go?
Man, I keep on listening to all this news and stuff, pressing by. It sickens me because I see how boxing is, and what really bothers me is when I got started, and like I say, it was a blessing to be able to start with somebody like Ernie Schaefer, because with Ernie Schaefer, I became friends with Ali, Frazier, Ken Norton. I mean, I worked with all of them and all the greats. And then at the time, Joe Louis was still alive, so I got to sit around Joe Louis and listen to all the war stories and and Eddie Fudge, and I mean, the list goes on. I see how the old timers, which today, being blessed still alive, they are legends. They're totally legends, and I get to see the difference in what it was then to what it is now. And back then, man, we fought 15 rounds.
I know, man. There should be like people don't understand what a 15-round fight is like, man. Because when I look back now, I didn't realize those 3 additional rounds would just be brutal, bro. You fucking look at those last 3 rounds of a 15-round fight. If it was a good fight, round 13, 14, 15, man, they tired.
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. And it's wars, but them guys really had to train. But back then, they didn't have the knowledge fitness centers and stuff like that. They had just a professional boxing gym with bags and stuff, and they go to the hardware store, buy an axe, and go out in the woods and cut trees.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just totally different. And so, and then I look at it today, and now they want to do title fights for 8 rounds, and then, and I can't take anything away from people like Jake Paul. Look, Jake Paul, he's a great marketing guy.
Right. And
and I'm really glad to see him stepping up there and fighting somebody like Anthony Joshua to prove, is he really a boxer?
Right.
And so, if it's on, like everybody says, before, which I don't know if it's true, not true. I don't know, but we all hear talk that, such and such took a dive because of X amount of dollars, because your money's not an object to Jake Paul. And so, but I do admire him for the way he's took and got attention to boxing. To me, I'm excited to see what happened with him with Anthony Joshua. And somebody was talking to me about it this morning, actually, this morning, and said to me this morning, so what's going to happen? Jake Paul just going to pay off Anthony Joshua too. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe so, but I don't know about Eddie Hearns. Eddie Hearns is not a fan of Jake Paul's like that. He had on the undercard, he had the undercard fight on the Tyson and Paul fight, and Eddie Hearns left the building. He wouldn't even stay for that fight. And so I don't think there's going to be a dive there. I really don't. I don't think it's going to be any kind of don't hit me too hard or nothing like that. I really think that maybe Jake Paul has said, okay, now I need to step up and show I can fight. And Anthony Joshua is somebody I would pick anyway if I was working with Jake Paul, because, I mean, he proved that short men, he has a problem with short men, and he has a problem with a good, strong right hand. So Jake Paul does have a chance. It could be an interesting fight.
What do you think, Rick, in terms of the social aspect of what Jake Paul is able to do for boxing, and what do you think we can do from
Well, that's kind of how I put my plan together from
right.
Jake Paul. I was saying, what if these boxers learn how to make themselves as popular as Jake Paul did? Because people really like the boxing. I mean, they like the popularity of Jake Paul.
Yeah.
But the boxing, if a boxer could make himself as popular as Jake Paul is, a real boxer, I mean, he would be. Boxing is like the ultimate man. He's considered.
I mean, let's keep it real. If you look at who do we know as the biggest names? Muhammad Ali was a great marketing person.
That was my top favorite.
Sugar Ray. People who were, charismatic. Even Mike Tyson, right? Mike Tyson had this. He has a charisma, personality. Mm-hmm. So and people want to say, oh, well, he's knocking people out. We actually knew these fighters before they became great. We were investing with Sugar Ray from the Olympics. We was investing with Mike Tyson from the Olympics. So there was a time when the marketing machine was building up these fighters on the international stage. Now, a lot of the fighters aren't going the Olympic route. They're just going straight for the bag. So there's no way for the
Well,
public.
even the Olympics doesn't really help the fighters either.
Not anymore. Not like it used to.
Yeah, you know, it used to have boxing would be on TV all day during the Olympics.
That's true. It used to be on Saturday. You can watch boxing all day on Saturdays.
But
Yeah.
now you don't.
Why World of Sports?
They don't even want to cover.
Shout
They
out
don't
Howard
even want to
Cosell.
cover boxing anymore.
Why?
Like we gonna probably get that job. The last Olympics, I could have covered the American boxing team. The guy had told me that I could come and cover the American boxing team.
So do you think it's just because the other sports just blew up like that, or it just wasn't anybody
well, they
charismatic
lost
enough?
the interest. You know, when Don kind of brought the interest in the boxing.
That's
you
real.
know?
Yeah. Wrestling love.
When he did it, it was an event.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, it was
you
something
knew
everybody want to be involved in.
Yeah, you know it was gonna be exciting.
Yeah, he knew how to hype fighters. You didn't even know who they were, but by the time the fight happened, you were invested in one of them. Yeah. So now, what is your hope for Country Box?
Me?
Yeah, for Tuesday Night Fights and the collaboration with Jimmy. What do you think y'all can do together?
Man, this thing gonna be so big. I know Jimmy was saying we eventually get up to 4 fights a month, but I can see this thing, man. The way I'm seeing these boxers. Last night I'll go to a gym here in Little Rock.
Okay.
It's a girl, Jimmy. I gotta introduce you to her. She's a 13-time world champ, 21 years old. Right now she's sleeping in the gym.
Okay.
And I'm talking about absolutely a monster. A monster. The girl is so quick and I mean, boom, 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 boom. So I can see us having all the top champs. You know, like Don used to have. You know, Don used to have from 1 to 15.
Yeah. You know what I really want to see?
I think by teaming up with Rick, I think what's going to happen here, that Rick and I will be the place to go. Because what happened is, one thing that I always admired about Don, like I said, I've been with Don King 50 years. And one thing I always admired about Don, if you lost, he gave you another shot. If you lost, he always brought you back. All these other promoters, if you lose, if you can't come back and make a money or something, they don't bring you back. You sit on the shelf for a long time. You know, sometimes some of them never come back. And I think what's happened, what I love about Rick, teaming up with him, that we both got experience of what life's about, how hardship can be.
Yeah.
We got experience how plentiful it can be. You know, we both lived good. We both have had downfalls, and we know what it's like to be left out there in the cold by yourself. And so, I think one thing I really got a lot of respect for Rick for coming together. These fighters need somebody like us. Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody's not going to love us and everybody's not going to like us. But as long as Rick and I is in sync and doing the right thing, I can't help what they think. Because I think it's to bring the sport back and help people. And some people are not going to resist saying, I get it. But at least the help's going to be there for them. Like he just said about this girl in the gym. No, man, we got to do something. We got to give her an opportunity. If she's the fighter that he says that she is.
Well, she said, you know what she told me, Jimmy?
What's that?
She said, I ain't worried about no money. I just want to fight.
Oh, wow.
See, that's champion material.
Champion.
That's
That's
queen
that mentality.
talk.
That's that mentality.
Yeah, that's the royalty.
And you know what else I know you're going to like about it, Jimmy?
What's that?
She fought in the TLC last year, Team Combat. She said, I ain't fighting that no
really?
more. It ain't good for boxing.
Wow.
It's not good for boxing. It's not good for boxing at all.
Wow.
And see, that's really what I want to do, because like you got the Misfits, you got this, and you got this guy fighting this guy. I mean, it's become like a professional wrestling, just a different form. And I think it takes so much away from boxing. I mean, if all of this stuff they're doing, it works good. But let's not take away from the legendary boxers and what boxing really stood for. And that's what I like about being with Rick. You know, Rick gets it. Me and him, we sit down, we talk. And I'm listen, I just met Rick. But when I met him, it's like I've known him for 20 years.
Hey, that's a fact, man. So listen, we're on right now, you guys, with Jimmy Adams, legendary boxing promoter, boxing manager. He's the genius behind Country Box, which, you know, we collaborated, him and Rick Ross are collaborating, one, just to bring boxing back to the forefront, to make sure that fighters really get a real opportunity to be seen. and we're also doing Tuesday Night Fights. And so I just want to make sure that everybody knew who we were talking to, Jimmy. And so, is it possible for us to start maybe getting a little more behind the scenes with the fighters that'll be fighting on the card, where maybe in between the fights, can we start seeing them at their home life and seeing what they're doing, when they outside the ring?
Yeah, because I think that's very important, because some of these fighters, they coming up and joining up with Jimmy Adams and Rick Ross, you got to understand, they still got a life they got to live that's not what it should be. But Rick and I are going to try to help them get that life where it's supposed to be. But that's hardship goes on. It's not easy becoming a champion, but like you always to become a champion, it's these fighters where Rick just said about this girl. She said, I'll fight for free. Okay, but it's mine and Rick's job to make sure she don't fight for free.
Right.
But the attitude is what matters.
Right.
The drive. I want to be champion. I want to fight and prove I'm more than I can be. That's hard to find. You got a lot of guys, man, the people, the stuff like the TCL. These guys go ahead and fight for $2,500 to $3,500 for one round. Well, that's all they start looking at. But then again, they're not real fighters. They're not real fighters. You train for one round. Well, even with us out of shape, we can fight for one round.
Yeah, that's a fact. Is that 9th, 10th, 11th round still holding them arms up? Exactly. And another thing too, I want to bring up too that Rick and I are doing too. But it's not just boxing, and we giving music an opportunity. That's why it's country. Yeah, talk about that, Jim. What made you decide to put the performance? Well, I will say what I like about the setup, how you got the performance and the ring right there together. That was really fly. I had never really seen anything done like that. What was the inspiration behind that?
Well, I got to tell you, when I called DK, I was retired. When I called DK, semi-retired, I told Darren, I said, Darren, I'm coming back. I'm coming out of retirement. He said, what you going to do? I said, I'm going to get back in boxing. He said, bro, Jim, don't be like one of these boxers that come out of retirement now and they come back and can't do it and they fall flat on the face. And he said, boxing is so in the toilet right now. You're going to have to do something different. And I said, what do you mean, Don? He said, you're going to have to make it an event. And I said, an event? He said, yeah. He said, to compete and get people's attention, you're going to have to be one of the only ones. He said, you got to make it an event. So that's what I think. I'm right here in Nashville. Country music's all over the place here. Country music is the soul of America. Country music is, if you go out here and get one hit, you're a star. You can always sell out and do shows till the day you die. Country music lingers. It just always has. It always lingers. And so then I thought, I'm going to combine country music and I'm going to combine boxing. And I'm going to go down to the legendary place and see if I can cut a deal with the legendary Troubadour, which was built and owned by Ernest Tubb, which his name was a Troubadour. Yeah, and that's why but there, even you got Elton John's played there. Yeah, the
biggest name in the world played there, definitely.
Yeah, biggest name in the world. They've been there from the beginning of their career. So then, you got to understand, you got thousands of people come to Nashville every week to be a country star, but they end up, at a Walmart or whatever, or singing on Broadway for just tips or whatever. Right. So I figured, I get it started like that. Then I'm on mixed country music, but then again, I could do, like in February, we're going to Detroit, and we're doing Mo Country Box, which we combining Motown and country music together.
Love it. Well, when I looked at it, because obviously I like country music, but I'm definitely a hip hop R&B fan. But as a marketing guy, when I saw it, I thought country box. I thought it meant traveling the country boxing. It wasn't until I saw the music. So there, you can make it a double entendre. Like when we not in the country music era, we traveling the country with this boxing. You can have anybody performing. So, hey Jimmy, listen, man,
that's why we're going to swap up music. We're going to do different things. It's like they want me to come in and do a show in Memphis, and they just talk to me. They want me to do a blues box, which I can still do country pop. I did do blues music.
Yeah, I don't think you have to change the name for that purpose.
And they want us to come to Kansas City. They want us to do a fight inside the mall. Like right in the center of the mall. I'm just excited, man, that somebody has committed to bringing the energy back to boxing, bro. Because it has been, because there's nothing like a really great fight. Because I was fortunate enough, man, to see Tyson fight in Vegas.
right? I never went to an Ali fight. I can only imagine what that would be like. But, in the 90s, Tyson, Vegas, the entire city was just flooded with people. It was the most amazing time, and I was mad as I could want to be, because by the time I got in my seat, because just getting into the arena was a whole, getting through the casino, getting through the
experience by itself.
Bro, by the time I sat down, the shit was over. I'm not even gonna lie. It was the same night as the Tupac shooting. We was in Vegas for that. Everybody went out for that. That's probably one of the.
Yeah, I was there. I was at that fight.
That's probably one of the fights that people from the hip hop culture. That's the one everybody really remember, because everybody went out to that fight. But by the time you sat in your seat, the shit was over.
I want to add one thing that from listening to the conversation, because everyone's older than me. I'm 45, and just looking from the outside to what y'all bringing into it now, the fact that social media is so strong now, the fact that Rick is like the new, social media is the new drug, and you coming through with the attention, you can literally do exactly what y'all plan to do, because social media is so strong. So we can build those that momentum up behind those boxes and get that story behind them. That way, to make it big, fam. It can be like kind of like what do they call those sitcoms where they talked about the story of the person and they kind of
I'm sorry. Well, right now in Hollywood, they're calling them micro episodes and verticals.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
right. We can build multiple boxing verticals around each one of the athletes. I'm saying,
telling their story.
No, I'm more invested in one of those athletes got a kid or a wife or a cousin gonna be the one to go viral in their story. Where people, right? Where if we take them inside the homes and lives of these boxers, by the time they get to become world champions, we know who they are. We're back invested in them.
That'd be very interesting. That's a lot of people would jump on that. It's interesting. I like to see some of it myself.
And that's where I come in at. Like, a lot of people don't know how powerful I am on the internet. And if you look at my social media, I got almost 440,000 followers. But before my Twitter got hacked 7 years ago, I had 600,000 followers on Twitter.
Yeah, no, you definitely a voice of the people, man, and a voice of the street for sure.
I was the first person to ever go viral on the internet globally.
Wow.
I'm the first one. I can show you the proof on my phone. But when San Jose Mercury News dropped my story, they was the first major newspaper to ever drop a story on the internet. Mm-hmm. No other major newspaper had ever done that before.
Oh, right. They released it on the internet first before they released it in print.
That's why the story got out.
That's right. I forgot about that. That they put it on the internet and it found legs on the internet. And
right, because they tried to pull it back. But
it's too late.
I think they was trying to put it on there to publish it, but not really.
No, they published it. San Jose wanted to publish it, but once the CIA got wind of it, and they wanted them to put it back, they tried to put it back. But
I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all do understand that this man just said the CIA. Y'all who think y'all was balling, who think y'all was this and that. Man, stop it. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead, Rick. That's just
no.
Them three letters. FBI, CIA. That's a whole other different conversation.
Let me tell you how crazy it is. I'm in my cell. Every day somebody bring me the news, because I got so messed up I couldn't even buy my own subscription to the newspaper. That's how broke I got. They had tore me up. Every day somebody would bring me the newspaper. Hey, Rick, Bill Clinton just mentioned your name in this article. Hey, Rick, the director of the CIA just mentioned your name in this article. Hey, Rick, the AIG just mentioned your name in this article.
I gotta ask you a question. When somebody tells you the director of the CIA just mentioned your name and you sit in a cell with 100 years, what does that do? What is that feeling? What is that?
Man, I can't even remember, man. Was
you glad that they was just finally talking about it, or was you worried that might?
I was glad that I was gonna get a look. I knew I was gonna get a look now.
Okay.
I knew that they wasn't gonna leave no rock unturned. They wasn't gonna play no games. It was gonna have to be done because the whole world was watching.
Right. And for perspective, at this point, they had not necessarily made the link between Iran-Contra and all that. You was still a convicted drug dealer.
No, it already been linked.
Oh, it already been linked. But nobody was talking about it.
No, everybody was talking about it.
Okay, so So
that's why they talked about it, because they dropped it on the internet. Once they dropped it on the internet, then
you're saying the public is when that's when the public really found out the depths of the story.
Right.
Gotcha.
When they dropped, I didn't know. Gary didn't tell me either. He didn't tell me what the story was about.
Right, this is the Gary Webb article. So the powers that be all knew everything, but they were still trying to keep it covered up.
Right. And then
Gary had dug into it and made the link.
And the newspaper editor didn't know the magnitude of the story, I guess, because they kept putting the story off, putting it off, and then finally they published it, and the thing just went bananas.
Do you think Gary kind of held some nuggets back from the editor to keep them from being afraid to run the story? Did he understood the politics of the paper? Like, how is it that the editor, or is it easy for the editor to say he didn't know to keep his hands clean? What do you think?
I think he said he didn't know.
That he just keep his hands clean.
Yeah.
Because for me as a journalist.
And then the newspaper punished Gary.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
no, they did Gary dirty, bro.
They punished him for doing it. He won the
Pulitzer.
The Pulitzer.
Yeah,
He
Pulitzer
won the
Prize.
award for the year.
Yeah,
For the best
journalism.
story for that year.
Yeah.
And the newspaper sent him to do stories on horses.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
Wow.
they were trying to
Yeah.
bury dude, man.
They sent him to a whole nother area in the country, and like he was like, man, I don't even get to go to the city no more. But yeah, that's a whole nother story.
Wow.
But what I'm saying is what that's gonna do for the fighters
Yeah,
is if they stand by me,
they're instantly global.
they're instantly global.
Yeah.
Because anything I do, they're gonna write about it.
Okay, so
if
now
it's
let's do
boxing,
this. Let's do
If
this.
it's speaking at a school, if it's riding a bicycle.
Of all the fighters, not that you're not in any order, not that you're picking any favorites, but who you think people should be looking out for, like on these
Coming
cards?
up, yeah.
Well, this young kid that Jimmy got, I fell in love with the kid.
Oh, okay.
And he
All
can't
right.
even speak English.
A little bias aside.
No, ain't no bias. I just like,
You just like
I
it.
like his attitude.
Gotcha.
And then I didn't even know he could fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I like his attitude. What's his name, Jimmy? The
Herman's Alter. They call him Kid Warrior, and he got one heck of a story. Now, see, he'd be somebody to put the camera on because he came from Cuba. They kicked him out of Cuba. He'd been in every jail coming across here. Locked up. He was locked up in Cuba for a year because he went against the government.
I like his name, Kid Warrior. That's a dope name.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. By himself, he gonna go somewhere.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kid Warrior.
But he can fight, man. He tell me, he would say, "You a boxer?" He said, "No, I'm a fighter." And he fights. Nice. I mean, he is a warrior. He stands in the middle of that ring more than he keeps coming. And he thinks a lot of Rick. I put them two together, and so me and Rick gonna take him to the top. But we're gonna take anybody
Who else you like? We got Kid Warrior. Who else you like? Who else should we be looking for, Jimmy?
Well, I mean, we got several fighters that we ain't. We got to finish.
Drop some of their names. Give them some shine, Jimmy. Drop some of their names. Who should people be watching on your cards?
Well, we just had Medel Sando that just won 16-0 now. He's undefeated. Right. We got the heavyweight Fernando Cuza. That's a heavyweight 8-0, getting ready to come back out. He's undefeated. Got over 300 amateur fights from Cuba. I got a lot of Cuban fighters coming towards me. Then I've got Ryan Shaw. We've got totally like 15, 16 fighters signed to the promotion, but we're gonna fight so regular. One thing I wanted to say. 2 years ago when I started this thing, and I've got 38 shows in the can now. That I own 38 shows that we've done. I said I'm gonna get Country Box out there to do all of this here. Mm-hmm. But you know what? When you say you're going to do something, you got to work hard, and it costs a lot of money, and you do a lot of this stuff here, to go through to get it there. But I knew I didn't know when. But I'm gonna tell you, since I met Rick Ross, my freeway man,
Freeway Ricky Ross.
Freeway Ricky Ross. So what's going to happen is 26, we're going to blow it up. And so when I seen him and sat with him, I knew 26 is going to be the year. So
yes,
Country Bike, we're going to change boxing. We're going to change music, but we're going to change people's life, which their country needs that. We're going to let people know, no matter who you are, what you are, you can still make it.
Perfect. And Jimmy, when's the next fight?
January 6th.
January 6th, back in Nashville.
Nashville to Troubadour.
Yep, and we're gonna be streaming it live. Hey Jimmy, thank you for the call in, man. We really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks,
Man,
Jim.
thank y'all.
Thanks for taking my call, man.
Man, anytime. You know how that is.
You always answer. You all do. I call you at 2 in the morning. You pick up. Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. All right, y'all.
Man, great.
Yeah. Also, Jason Moreno, one of my guys that I had before I met Jimmy.
Yeah.
5-0. And he told me the other day that you know he wasn't one of the top guys. You know, only 5-0. He said,
Hey.
man, put Devin Haney, Boots
Okay.
Ennis,
Okay.
Brian Norman. He said, I don't care who it is, Rick, I'm ready.
Hey, and you know we got to put together some. I know country boxers traveling the country, man. We gotta get it to LA.
Oh, we going to LA?
we gotta
no,
get it
no
to LA,
question.
man.
No,
You know
no,
what
no. I know Jimmy might be mad because I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
Jimmy done outgrew. He done outgrew the Troubadour. This will probably be the last show that, because there's gonna be people in the parking lot this time.
Here we go.
Last time they squalled. They
Hey,
squalled.
shoulder,
Shoulder, shoulder, got
Standing
the
room rolling, baby. Yeah.
Everybody got in the door because you know people was leaving too.
Yeah. It's all that in and
It
out.
was so
you know.
crowded, so they was coming and going. But this time,
That's a good problem to have.
this time I'm gonna tell you, because man, we've been getting called for models. Man, it's gonna be it was some bad women that last time.
I want to hire the ring girls. I'll be doing all casting for ring girls. If you're a car girl, but listen, man, that's really.
You know, JG from iHeartRadio gonna be there. He was there last time,
Right.
But he said this time, like, man, I'm finna help y'all with
You
this.
gonna be there.
Hey, we got a pre-fight show we're gonna be doing. Y'all better tap in and watch that. We're gonna try to do as much as we can to get behind the scenes with some of these fighters. Rick, man, we're gonna keep doing this
As always.
every time we pop in.
And y'all gonna see this channel is about to grow, man. We getting some bad young film makers is coming to the channel.
Hey, we putting up. No, Rick has brought in, so we're gonna be putting together an announcement about 3 or 4 filmmakers whose stuff is going up on the channel today. They gave me the green light to put their stuff up, so we're gonna put it up with Across Wilshire, and so they will be promoting. And obviously, I don't want to steal anybody's thunder. I don't want to give it away just yet, but there's some really great shows coming up, and most of these are dope filmmakers that you've been running into and been knowing for years, coming across the country. Rick has been talking for a while about having a streaming platform, and we thankful that we've been making this collaboration. And now let's make a new way for filmmakers and for sports. Because once we get the boxing thing worked out, see, my son he just went to the college for basketball. So I'm gonna sneak the basketball in there. We got boxing, basketball. We get us some football before you know it. You're gonna go nowhere else on Saturday and watch us.
Yeah, and I just want to give a big shout out, man. We appreciate Rick for coming down. We at the college right now, Arkansas Baptist College. Right now, it's open enrollment. We got the Meta 24 program is live in effect right now. And like I say, it's a lot of young talent around here, fam. It's a lot of young talent, a lot
What's
of
the
good vibes.
number if you're interested in enrolling here at the school?
501-420-1200. 501-420-1200. Y'all call down here, get signed up. 17 through 24, they got great opportunities for you. So get your baby signed up.
Content creator, all you content creators out there, you can get your degree here, get your business license here, get your EIN here, and start working before you leave here as an entrepreneur with a degree in business, man. Hey, it's your boy Darren Dickinson. We're with Joel, Black Phoenix Brown Jr., and my man Freeway Ricky Ross, the real Ricky Ross, Neighborhood News, y'all.
Don't forget the motion.
You see it?
And shout out to the folks at Motion.
America, welcome to IPTV.